Over the past couple of years, I've gone from being a skinny guy weighing 65 kilograms at a height of 180 centimeters to building muscles and weighing now at 95 kilograms. But what would happen if I had to start all over again, being skinny, but knowing what I know now? So these are the things I would do to get in shape faster than I did before without having to do the same mistakes again, and how you can get in shape and get your dream body faster than anyone else by applying these principles. So the three main mistakes I did trying to get in shape was having a weak why, not a strong reason of why I should do it, and changing my plans all the time and not being consistent with any of it. And then thirdly, realizing that there is in fact no perfect plan. So these are the things I would do in my diet, in my workout, and in my habits. And just so you know, the third thing is probably the most important one if you want to get to where you want to be, to your dream body, the fastest way possible, and make sure that you maintain that weight and sustain it for the rest of your life. So make sure to stay to the end of the video so you can grab that secret as well. So this is what I would do if I would start over again, being a skinny guy, but knowing what I know now. So let's take a look at the diet. So the first thing I would do, I would make sure that I'm in a calorie surplus, but not too much. I don't want to do a dirty bulk here. I want to do a lean bulk. Make sure that I only gain as much lean mass as possible. So I would look at a maximum of 500 calories more than what my body needs. This would put me at a half a kilo of weight increase every single week, which would actually work in the beginning, being new to the gym and all, and having those newbie gains yet to come. But another thing I would make sure is that I eat enough of protein, and not just enough and sufficient, but a little bit more than that, to make sure that I really give the muscles what they need to grow and to recover. So if my weight was 65 kg, I would look at trying to eat 2 grams of protein for every kilogram of body weight, which would put me at a total of 130 grams of protein every single day. So practically I would look at having 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also add a post-workout shake or a shake if I don't work out at all as well. So for breakfast, I would try to have some strained yogurt, maybe 300 grams, 400 grams, so I get at least 30 to 40 grams of protein for that meal. And for some extra carbs, I would probably eat a bowl of oatmeal, which would probably increase my calorie intake for that meal with 300. So in total, we're looking at around 600 calories for that meal. And then at the lunch, I would try to eat a protein source with a carb source. So I would probably pick a carb source that contain a lot of calories. So I would probably add around 200 grams of cooked chicken, which would equal a protein intake of at least 50 grams. So now I'm at 80 to 90 grams of protein for the day. And then I would add at least 300 grams of cooked pasta. So that would be around 350 calories. With the chicken, we got 300 calories there. So it would be around 650 calories. So in total, I will be at 80 grams of protein with the breakfast and lunch, and I will be at around 1,300 calories, which is obviously not enough. So I need to bring up my calories for that day. So this brings me to the post-workout shake. I would grab a regular protein shake with water, and this would be around 30 grams, 25 grams of protein. And now we add approximately 120 grams of protein for that day, which is great. But the calories are pretty low. I think we're at 1,500. And I would want to see at least 2,700 calories for one specific day. So what I would do, I would add 2 donuts. One donut is at least 300 calories, so that would be 600 calories. So for that meal, I would consume around 750 calories. So this will bring my calorie intake up to 2,200 calories, something like that, maybe 2,300 if my math is correct. And by the way, I'm doing it all in my head, so I might get some numbers wrong, but we're doing estimates here, right? So we got one meal left, and that is the dinner. So we got an intake of 120 grams of protein, approximately 2,500 calories. So for this meal, I would add something, depending on how hungry I am, I would try to add a carb source to get some carbs in, but I would also add a small protein source as well. So to be honest, what I would do, knowing myself, I like to eat sandwiches. So I would probably do just a chicken sandwich of some sort, either with cooked chicken fillet or with some chicken slices. And I would probably do 2 slices of bread and put the chicken in there and maybe put some mayo and vegetables and then put those slices together, toast it or something, fry it on the pan. And that would be around 400 calories, maybe 500 depending on how much mayo I use. And we would look at least 20 to 20 grams of protein. So at the end of the day, I would have consumed at least 140 grams of protein, if not 150 grams of protein, with these meal example I just showed you. And my calorie intake would be at least around 2,800 calories for that day. And as you can see, it's not that much you have to eat. You just need to plan it well. And you know, it all depends on what you like to eat. So for me, I'm very simple. I like eating pasta, I like eating chicken. So I'm just picking those things that I like to eat to make sure that my appetite does not stop me. So because being a skinny guy, you don't have a lot of appetite to eat that much so you gain weight. So if I can maintain this, it will be great. So that's the diet I would do. So let's take a look at the workout. And this is the most important thing because yeah, I will gain weight. I got my protein in, but I need to grow my muscle. I'm skinny. I don't want to be skinny fat. So I would try to make it sustainable. I would not do as I try to do like 5-6 days a week and do like 2-hour workouts every single day. So I would actually do a workout plan where I work out at least 3 days a week. And I would do it a little bit different. I would try to do push, pull, leg, all in one day. And this is actually what I do now because I don't have a lot of time and I like to keep it simple and keep it minimalistic. So for each movement, for the push, I would do 2 exercises. For the pull, I would do 2 exercises. And for the legs, I would also do 2 exercises. But I would do like this. I would start with a compound movement. Then I would go into an isolation exercise. So for the push, I would start off with incline bench, do 3 sets with 10 reps or maybe 8 reps, depending on how much weight I want to do. And this is a great exercise to improve my overall upper body. So we got a lot of shoulders, we got a lot of chest in this exercise. And then after that, I would do machine flies or maybe cable flies. But I think machine flies would be easier for me as a beginner because with cables, it can be quite hard as a beginner to target the muscle group, the chest, properly. So I would do like 3 sets and I would do at least 15 reps to really burn them out. And then for the pull, I would do pull-ups to fail. And I think I could do probably 2 pull-ups or 3 pull-ups back then. So I would just continue doing pull-up because in my opinion, this exercise, the pull-up is the best exercise for upper back and also involves a lot of biceps. So I really like that. But since I can only do 2 or 3, I would try to do it to failure and then maybe do 5 more, but I would do negative. So instead of doing the concentric movement, I would start from the top and just slowly go down in the eccentric part and just try to hold myself for like 2-3 seconds. So this will help me to increase the strength so I can do more pull-ups. And then after that, for an isolation, I don't know, I wouldn't pick a big isolation exercise for the back because there are so many muscle groups involved. So I actually do a machine row. So it's kind of isolated, but involves a lot of muscles. So I will focus on lats, I will focus on biceps, upper back. So for this one, I would do 3 sets and 15 reps to, as I did with the machine flies, I want to really burn it out. And then for the legs, I would probably do something easy, such as, you know, dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Instead of using the barbell, you know, playing with the weights takes so much time. So just the dumbbell, I can pick them up and do the exercise. And Romanian deadlift is really good for your back, for your core, but also your hamstrings. So I would really focus on that. And then I would actually do a leg extension because I really like those. These target the quads much better than squats, in my opinion. And as a beginner, I wouldn't focus too much on, you know, trying to nail the technique. I would just focus on getting my volume up and getting my muscle mass up. And since I do this program now, this takes me around 40 minutes to complete. And I would not waste time on smaller muscle groups such as arms or abs because in the beginning, it doesn't really matter. I just want to target the big muscle groups and get them growing. And then if I need to target the smaller groups, I can do that later or maybe on another day, for example. So now we've done the diet, we've done the workout, and now it's time for the habits. So what I would do, I would try to be physically active every day. Now back then, I was pretty active. I did a lot of skateboarding, I did a lot of different stuff, martial arts, but I think I would focus more on muscle building physical activities. So I would probably have a goal of doing at least 10 push-ups every single day, just to get some, you know, strength workouts in every day. And then I would also add some other habits to, for example, learn a new business skill. So I would try to start with social media because now I can see how important it is to know about how to create good social media content in our day and age. And I would focus on just doing 1 post per day. I will only focus on the quantity, bring the volume, and with the volume, I will know how to improve the quality. So we got 10 push-ups per day, and then we got 1 social media post per day. And then I would try to learn a social skill. Now back then I was not a Muslim, but I'll probably, if I could go back, I would probably take my shahada right away, obviously. But let's see from a perspective where I was not a Muslim and I wouldn't become a Muslim until 2017, where I actually took my shahada, right? So I would focus on learning a new skill, and that would be language. So obviously I would try to study Arabic because this is what I use now and that's what I'm fluent in. If I can just get more time with it, I would be much more proficient than what I'm now. But honestly, if it wouldn't be Arabic, I would probably pick one major language, such as Spanish or something else that would make sense in my day-to-day life that I can use, for example. Because this would be great. If I can combine it with my social media, I could probably do a post in English and then a post in another language. For example, if I can do Spanish content, and that would be really good for the business, right? To start off with that, with the content creation like that. And this is probably the most important part with all of these three areas: diet, workout, and habits. Because this is what I teach my clients to get the dream body they want and get into the shape they want, physically and spiritually. Because I'm a Muslim, alhamdulillah, and I work with Muslims. So often they want to get in shape physically, but also want to improve their religious habits, such as praying more consistently, praying tahajjud, reading more Quran. So I would apply this habit system of the 1% approach I'm using. I don't have time to go into detail now, but it just means that creating small habits that at the end of the day create big results. So with these habits, I'm talking about doing 10 push-ups per day, 1 social media post per day, studying the language maybe 10 minutes per day. These are small habits. If I can do it consistently every single day, after 1 year, 2 years, I will be in a totally different place, especially if I compare with other people that try to do the same thing. So that is what I would do if I would start all over, but I would have the knowledge at least. And if you want to get in shape faster than anyone else, I would really take a look at your diet, your workout and habits, and create some kind of plan, just like I did with myself, my previous self. So try to do something like that. And if you feel like you need help with that, I can totally help you, inshallah. Just go to the description down below. There's an application form. Make your application to join my Stronger Muslim system, where I help Muslims to become stronger, get in shape physically and spiritually. And I got clients that lost 10 kilos of belly fat in their first 8 weeks, and also praying consistently, from going to pray no prayer a day to 5 prayers a day in just a couple of weeks. So if you want to do that, make sure to go to the link in the description, make an application, we grab a one-on-one call, and we'll see how I can help you, inshallah. So that's that, and don't forget to subscribe to get more valuable videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video, inshallah ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum.